Ever had one of those light bulb business ideas only to hit a wall because you're not a coder or maybe you're not a designer? Well, that wall is coming down. Today, we're going to walk through a roadmap, a founder's journey, really, showing how you, a non-technical person, can launch a business with some incredible AI tools. Let's get right into it. You see this quote everywhere, and look, it's not meant to be scary. It's about opportunity. The game is absolutely changing, and the people who learn how to use these AI tools, they're the ones who are going to have a massive competitive edge. So here's how we're going to break this down. It's a 5-step journey. First, we'll talk about your new AI co-founder. Then how to go from just an idea to a real app in hours. Yes, hours. After that, creating an instant brand, automating your marketing machine, and finally, my favorite, how to work smarter, not harder. Let's jump in. All right, first things first. Every founder needs a co-founder, right? Or at least a solid team. Your first job is to build that team, but with AI chatbots. And here's the secret sauce. They are not all the same. You wouldn't hire a marketing person to do your accounting. It's the same here. You've got to pick the right specialist for the job.
And this really shows you just how specialized these things have gotten. Think of it like this. If you're dealing with video or images, you need Gemini. Its multimodal brain can handle text, images, video, the whole package. But if you're deep in thought, trying to solve a complex problem or write some code, Claude is your guy. Need an answer like right now? Llama is your speed demon. And for those moments when you need some, let's say, unfiltered ideas, you've got Grok. And of course, ChatGPT is still your rock-solid all-purpose player. The main takeaway? Build your team with specialists.
Okay, so your AI dream team is assembled. What's next? Well, now we get to the really fun part. We're going to take that little spark of an idea you have and turn it into a real, working product. And I'm not talking about in a few months. I'm talking about in a matter of hours. But this brings us to the classic, age-old founder question. You can build the coolest thing in the world, but if it doesn't actually solve a problem that someone has, well, then it's just a hobby, not a business. So where do you find a problem that people are actually willing to pay to have solved? You know where the best business ideas come from? People complaining. Seriously, places like Reddit are an absolute goldmine for this stuff. And by pointing your AI at these conversations, you can skip the #1 startup killer, building something that nobody actually wants. And check out how simple this can be. You just give ChatGPT a prompt like this one. Suddenly, it becomes your personal intern digging through all of Reddit to find out what real founders are struggling with. It's that easy to start. So it boils down to this super simple 2-step process. Step 1, use something like ChatGPT to find a real painful problem. Step 2, use a no-code tool, in this case, Levelable, to build the thing that fixes it. That's it. From research to a real product, all with AI. And this is where the magic really happens. Look at that prompt. That's not code. It's just plain English. You're literally just telling the AI what you want it to build, a tool to grade business ideas, and it just starts building it. You don't need to know a single line of code. And boom, here's what it spit out. We fed it the idea of, a YouTube channel about business, and the app we just created gave it a C. Huh? It's a little funny, sure, but the point is, it works. The app is actually analyzing the idea and giving us feedback just like we asked. Now, this might be the single most important piece of advice in this entire thing. Treat the AI like an employee. If you get a garbage result back, don't blame the tool. Look at your prompt. You have to give it all the context, all the details, just like you would with a person. Because the quality of what you put in, that directly controls the quality of what you get out. Okay, so we have a product. Awesome. But a product needs an identity, right? It needs a brand. So let's move on to stage 3, creating a professional brand without shelling out thousands for a design agency. Now, for branding, I'm a big fan of a hybrid approach. You can use an AI tool like Gemini's Nano Banana to spitball a bunch of logos and images really fast. But then, and this is key, to make sure it doesn't have that generic, oh, an AI made this look, you pull in some professionally designed elements from a place like 21st.dev. That mix of AI speed and human polish, that's the winning ticket. Let's actually watch this play out. Here's our first swing at a logo prompt. Super broad, right? A logo for dream ideas that will inspire people. Yeah, okay. Let's see what the AI does with that. And yeah, that's something. This is exactly what happens when your prompt is too vague. It's a perfect reminder that the AI is not a mind reader. You have to iterate, you have to refine your instructions, just like you would if you were talking to a human designer. So what's the fix? You give it a better reference point. This new prompt is way more specific. By telling it to make it look and feel more like an Apple logo, you're giving it a clear style guide. Minimalist, clean, modern. It knows what to do now. And look at that. The difference is like night and day. Is it perfect? No, but it's a massive leap in the right direction. It just goes to show how a tiny tweak in your prompt can totally change the game. Okay, product, check. Brand, check. Now what? Customers. We need customers. So this next part is all about building a marketing machine that pretty much runs itself, freeing you up to actually, grow the business. Now this is where things get wild. There are these tools called AI orchestrators like N8, and they're basically the conductor for your AI orchestra. You can link all your different AIs together. So for example, you can set it up so that whenever a new blog post goes live, it automatically triggers HeyGen to create a video of your AI clone talking about it, and then it posts that video to TikTok and Instagram, all on its own. It's like having a marketing team that never sleeps. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the day-to-day grind. This final set of tools is all about making you more efficient, optimizing your own productivity as a founder. We all know meetings can just eat your day. And yeah, there are a million bots that can record and transcribe them, but what about privacy? That's where a tool like Granola is different. It doesn't join your call, and it processes everything right there on your computer, not in the cloud. For sensitive business chats, that is a total game changer. And let me just throw two more quick ones at you. First, Whisper. It's for dictation. Think about it. You can speak around 250 words per minute, but you probably only type around 50. It's just faster. And second, Notebook LM. This thing is like an external brain for your entire business. You just feed it all your documents, and from then on, it knows your business. You don't have to keep explaining the basics to your AI assistants ever again. So we've gone through the tools, the tech, the whole playbook. But remember, all this technology, it's just the vehicle. The real question is, where are you driving it? What's your purpose? So I'll just leave you with this thought as we wrap up. If you build something that truly provides value to someone, you will get value back. So the question for you is, what dream are you going to help someone achieve with all this?
Okay, so if you've even dipped a toe into the world of AI, you know it's a flood. There are thousands of tools out there, right? And every single one of them is promising to completely change your life. But let's be real. Which ones actually work?
Here's the hard truth. Most of them, they just don't deliver. They're either super confusing, they don't really solve a problem you actually have, or, they're just a cheap knockoff of another tool. It is so easy to get totally lost in all that noise.
So the big question is, how do you find the hidden gems? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We have cut through all that clutter to find the absolute top-tier tools, the ones that give you real, actual results. And look, these are the tools that I personally use to build businesses and create content every single day.
All right, first things first, let's talk chatbots. Now, almost everyone starts and stops with ChatGPT. And don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic all-rounder. But if that's all you're using, you are leaving a ton of power on the table. It's time to go specialized.
The whole key here is matching the right tool to the right job. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't use a hammer to turn a screw, would you? Of course not. It's the exact same idea with AI. Different chatbots are built for totally different things. So let's break down which one you should be using and when.
Okay, here's your quick playbook. If you've got a video or an image you need to understand, Gemini is your best friend. It's plugged right into Google's ecosystem. Need some raw, unfiltered takes on hot topics and you want them right inside X? That's what Grok is for. And for the really heavy lifting, I'm talking serious content writing or coding, Claude is quickly becoming the new king. It's just incredibly powerful.
Okay, so now you've got your super smart research assistant. What's next? Let's actually build something. And the best part? This next set of tools lets you create entire apps and websites, get this, without writing a single line of code. Yeah, for real. And this is, honestly, it's revolutionary. Just think, a few years ago, if you wanted to build something like a food delivery app, you'd need a whole team of developers and months, maybe even years of work. Now, with a tool like Emergent, you just describe what you want. You type it in, and the AI builds the entire thing for you in minutes. The barrier to entry for starting a software business, it's basically gone. So you've got a choice to make, and it really comes down to what you're trying to do. If you're building a functional business tool, a SaaS product, Emergent is your workhorse. It's perfect. But if you want to create something that's just visually breathtaking, a portfolio, an agency site with mind-blowing 3D animations that will make clients' jaws drop, then you're going to want to look at Draftly. But, building an amazing product or a beautiful website, that's really only half the battle, isn't it? You got to get the word out. You need to market it, and that means creating fantastic content.
So here's the next big hurdle. How do you create high-quality marketing stuff, social media posts, videos, ads, at scale, without going crazy? Well, you guessed it, AI is here to help with that too. I mean, if you've ever Googled AI video tools, you know it's just an endless, overwhelming list. Hexfield is such a brilliant solution to this. Instead of you having to subscribe to 10 different services, it just bundles all the best AI video and image generators into one simple platform. And the presets? Oh man, they make creating stuff like product ads or cool cinematic shots ridiculously fast.
But what happens when the video you start with isn't so great? Come on, we've all been there. You've got this footage and it's blurry, it's super grainy, or it's just, low res from an old phone.
This is where a tool like Wondershare Uni Converter just feels like straight-up magic. It cleans up your media, sharpens all the little details, gets rid of that annoying noise, and it can take your old blurry videos and upscale them to crystal clear 4K or even 8K. Seriously, the difference is just night and day.
Okay, now for what I like to call the ultimate content machine. Seriously, just imagine this, creating an entire YouTube video. I'm talking research, script, voiceover, the final edit, all of it with just one single prompt. That's what VidRush does. It's an absolutely incredible tool for anyone looking to create faceless channels, cool documentaries, or educational videos without needing a huge team or spending days on it. Look, creating content is a huge piece of the puzzle, but what about all the other stuff you do every day? The emails, the reports, the scheduling, all of it. Let's talk about how to automate your entire workflow so you can hit, peak productivity.
Did you know that most people can speak about 5 times faster than they can type? 5 times! And a tool like WhisperFlow lets you use that to your advantage. So instead of sitting there typing out a long email, you just talk. You speak your reply, the AI cleans it all up, gets rid of the ums and ahs, fixes your grammar, and formats it perfectly. It's such a simple switch, but it can literally 5x your output. It's wild.
All right, now we're getting into the next level of automation. Building what are called AI agents. These are basically little software robots that can do entire tasks for you. If you're just starting out, simple AI is the perfect place to begin. You can build an agent just by telling it what to do in plain English. No code needed. Now, if you're a bit more tech-savvy and you need to create really complex, multi-step workflows, then N8N is an unbelievably powerful choice. And just take a second and imagine what's possible here. You could set up an agent to spot a breaking news story, research the whole topic, write a script, create a video with an AI avatar, edit it, and then post it to all your social media accounts. And it does all of this while you're sleeping. That is the real power of automation.
Okay, so we've looked at specialized chatbots, no-code builders, content creation machines, and powerful automators. So what's the final frontier here? It's seeing all of these amazing functions start to merge into a single all-in-one powerhouse.
So first, let's tackle a job that I think we can all agree nobody loves: making presentations. Gamma AI is a game changer here. You give it a simple topic, and it spits out a gorgeous, fully written presentation in minutes. I actually used this for a big masterclass I was giving. It would have easily taken me 3 full days to build it myself. With Gamma, I was done in a few hours. That's a 90% savings in time. Just incredible.
And that finally brings us to Manus AI. This is it. Think of it as the grand finale. It's everything we've just talked about all rolled into one. It's a single platform that can do your deep research just like Claude, build you a website like Emergent, whip up a presentation like Gamma, and automate your workflows like SimAI. You just tell it your goal, and it does the entire job from start to finish.
So, we've gone on quite a journey here, right? From specialized chatbots all the way to these incredibly powerful all-in-one assistants. And look, these aren't just fancy new toys. They represent a massive shift in how we get work done. So as you think about your own to-do list, the real question I want to leave you with is this: which part of your job are you going to automate first?